Good morning, officers. I hope everyone is doing good in their studies. Festive season is coming, and as we all know, there are only 227 days are remaining. So you guys should focus on the studies because ultimately what matters is our studies. And apart from studies, I want to start with one particular incident yesterday happened nearby my room. Incident was nothing but I just get to know that there was some family issue in that the person means a man, there was some issue and he just tried to poison himself, and he ultimately did it, like he committed the attempt to commit the suicide. And morning when I was coming for this lecture, then I get to know that he died. Then overall, like, discussion overall, everything I heard nearby my area, that was just anger. This anger, even UPSC asked the question in GS4. Okay, what is this anger? I will do discuss on this topic. What is anger? Anger is nothing but the feeling, our uncomfortable feelings. Particular incidents we are not feeling means our thoughts are not coherent with our actions, and that lead to uncomfortable feelings. Uncomfortable feelings might be, you will understand what are the feelings. Same UPSC asked the question on what is happiness. And happiness, anger are means, I would say perspective depend on the individual, depend on the citizen. They are the bound to means, I would say they are dependent on time and space. Now I am taking lecture, so I am happy, but at the same time once I end the lecture, there may be incidences I will be angry. So what exactly this anger means? Okay, and do remember, this topic I particularly took it because UPSC had asked the question on anger. Okay, so what is anger? What is anger? Feeling that makes individual uncomfortable. This comfortability comes from your thought, your actions, and everything. Okay, this is anger. Particular action, time that impact means thoughts. I would not say the thinking. There is difference between the thoughts and thinking. These thoughts making you uncomfortable, uncomfortable feelings. Okay, or irritant. We generally tend to say that I am feeling very irritated. Why? This irritation is a state where your thoughts, your actions are not mismatching, or your expectations are not fulfilled. Okay, and this led to either happiness or either anger. So what are the ways we can manage this anger? See, ultimately, the dignity of life, we have only one life. We should respect that life, and we should very thankful to the God because He has given this entire opportunity. Day before yesterday, I discussed about the immune system and immune system response. Can you just think how our body is built up? Heart is pumping, we are breathing, then brain is thinking. This all the process how it is generated. Though scientifically proven that the some SA node passes the current, impulses generation, the mismatch between cation and anion, but everything how it has started. And do remember, human being is only animal species which have which can decide its own path. Even the most powerful animal, tiger, lions, they cannot decide their future. We can decide our future, we as an individual. So before getting angry, before getting irritated, think twice that is this your thoughts, is this you? No, just think and be patient. the power of calmness, the power of politeness, the power of gratitude. All these words are matters a lot in our public life. Okay, so you are being officer, you should control your anger, you should handle the situation politely, and overall UPSC continuously asking personal questions. I would not say this is a personal, these are the macro level questions which ultimately hampers the overall personality of civil servant. Okay, so do remember the anger, what is anger, and now I will tell you how to manage the anger. There are many ways. Meditation, someone will suggest the meditation is there. Okay, meditation. And we have one topic, that is attitude. We have another topic, emotional intelligence. Okay, and we have one topic, probity, and ultimately Gandhiji's 7 C's. Okay, all these are the ways by which we can control our anger. First is meditation. How we can control our anger by meditation? There is vipassana meditation. Even you spiritual, if you believe in the spiritualism, you will think that the most of the spiritual preachers, they used to say, observe your senses, observe your breathing. Then if you observe your internal world, ultimately you will balance the internal world and you will able to reduce the anger. First of all, there you should not able to generate the anger. Okay, and how anger is generated? Because of internal disturbances of atoms, internal disturbances of thinking. There is consistent flow of the thinking, and that thinking breaks expectations. In Buddhism, there is best concept, you should not expect. Expectation brings a sorrow. So limit minimalistic lifestyle. Minimalistic lifestyle will reduce your expectations, and reduce your expectation will not make you angry. So this is the first, meditation. The second one is our upbringing. Okay, how upbringing help us to balance with anger and happiness. In Bhagavad Gita, there is one very good term mentioned, the karma yoga. Either you are a IAS officer or either you are a Prime Minister of India, but you first treat you as an individual. In Arthashastra, Kautilya said that the happiness of the king lies in the happiness of his subject. Okay. Similarly, if any threat is there, threat to the nation, threat to the individual, that automatically is threat to the leader. And in the same context, I will mention the Operation Sindoor happened. Operation Sindoor, there was one ethical dimension. That dimension was Indian dignity of individual is hampered by social miscreant that led to the generation of anger across the country, and that anger channelized through the proper channel with precise calculated attack under the Operation Sindoor. Okay, this all things lead to one generation, that upbringing of the leaders, upbringing of the our army personals. Okay, so do remember, upbringing plays very important role in your controlling the emotions, uncomfortable emotions, comfortable emotions. When you are happy, don't be get too much excited. When you are completely down, your low phase is going on, don't be too much distressed, because after every sunset there is sunrise. Okay, so this is a second way by which you can control your anger. And this is very important topic, anger, happiness. So do remember anger. The third one is attitude and emotional intelligence. How attitude and emotional intelligence helps you to control your emotions, means anger. I would say anger is a negative emotions and happiness is a positive emotions. Okay, so negative emotions, if you are aware about your emotions, you will know that if certain situation happen, that will make me uncomfortable, that will give me negative emotions. So try to avoid that. Prevention is better than cure. Try to avoid that situation. In emotional intelligence, there are 5 principles of emotional components of emotional intelligence: self awareness, self regulation, morality, empathy. Okay, empathy, then social skilling, okay, and morality, motivation, not morality, motivation. If you are aware about your anger, you will regulate it. You know, if you meet the particular person, you will feel uncomfortable, so don't meet him, meet him or her. Okay, so this is a third way to control your anger, negative emotions. How attitude shapes anger? Just think, you have indoctrinated that particular community, particular sections of community is against you, is threat to your existence. And when the question comes, threat to your existence, that ultimately that ultimately makes you angry. And this continuous indoctrination, persistent attack on your thoughts and thought process may shape your attitude. In this domain, I would say, listen to the good people, positive people. Do remember, spiritualism or any religion never talks about the violence. It always talks about the peace, harmony, fraternity, brotherhood. Okay, so if anyone is telling you to do certain things and you are blindly following, that is wrong. You should develop positive attitude towards everyone, just irrespective of the color, race, religion, gender. Treat him as an individual, him or her as the individual. You will be very happy and you will be able to control your anger. So attitude, positive attitude, is fourth way to control the anger. Now, anger is personal feeling. I do know anger is personal feeling. So how we can control that? Personal level also. You are alone in one room and you are feeling very angry. Your expectations are shattered because of UPSC result. Then also you are getting angry because this is not worth it. I am not this, that, blaming itself. Simple thing. Talk to your person. Either that is mother, either that is means, I mean to say that be socialized little bit at that particular time. Socialization doesn't mean that you completely involved in all the positive negative activities of your friend. They are doing this, that thing. No, simple. Just talk to your mother, talk to your friend, even talk to your female friend, even talk to your girlfriend, even talk to your male friend. Okay, so it will help you to manage that anger. Same situation, just think about, you are officer and there is riots going on, and you as an IPS officer, you have to control that riots, and you are already angry. Then how you will be able to lead the team of your police force? So in this domain, talking to the taking the view of third party is very very important to manage and regulate the anger. Anger is natural. I would say anger is absolutely natural. We cannot completely eliminate the anger because we are not the sun, we are not the monks. Okay, even monks sometimes get angry, but we can regulate it. And do remember, regulation is very very important than elimination and prohibition or excess. Okay, regulation is a middle path. Buddha always talks about the middle path. Okay, by these notes I covered the one topic of anger. What is anger? How we can mention the how we can manage the anger. This is important for us as a civil servant. Okay, so try to control the anger. Sometimes you can have, like, if someone is saying forgiveness is one of the value. Forgive him, let him or her, let her do whatever she wants, let him do whatever he wants. Don't involve. Engagement, limit the engagement. If you are not happy with certain person, if you are not happy with person, limit the engagement. That is the best way. Okay, yesterday I was thinking too much, so I thought that I would explain this thing to all of my students. Okay, by this note, as we know, there are yesterday 2 3 major development happen in India, and we are going to discuss all such development. First one is urban transportation. Okay, everyone yesterday mentioned about the Navi Mumbai airport. inauguration, okay, greenfield. But there are lesser known about the aqua metro line inaugurated by Prime Minister yesterday. And for us, airport is at most important, and we have discussed on the airport. For some day, we'll keep this airport and international airport everything aside. We will focus on the urban transportation. Okay, why urban transportation? Let me show you the importance of urban transportation. Okay, because in our GS1 we have society, and this society have urbanization, and in this there are many issues, urbanization issues, challenges. There are housing, planning, okay, housing, planning, pollution, then particularly the basic sanitation, health, okay. And one of the here dimension is transport, public transport, urban public transport, okay. So in this domain, we are going to discuss one of the dimension of urbanization, that is urban transportation, that is public transportation in the urban areas, their issues, their challenges, what are the modes of urban transportation and everything. Okay, guys, do remember there is one survey. I would discuss the how urban transportation is not a one single issue, but a backbone skeleton of urban development. And as we know, the World Bank explicitly said that the urban centers are nodes of economic development. These nodes of economic social development and the temple of modernity, the path of modernity is urban centers. And these urban centers are grappled with many problems. We are discussing one problem, that is urban transportation. What is it? What are the modes of urban transportation? What are the government initiatives regarding in this domain? And then what are the way forward we can manage the urban transportation? Guys, urban transportation is very vast subject, and very, I would say, if you do research, this is the Prime Minister of Narendra Modi, and then on the Wednesday, this is the Vikasit Bharat. Okay, we are going to discuss, this is the airport and urban aqua line. Let me show you this is the aqua line, everything. Okay, yesterday Mumbai. Now what is urban transport? Particular system carrying the waste, carrying the people. Now tell me, what is mobility? Can anyone tell me? Mobility, it means the carrying the people or carrying the cars. We have interpreted mobility in different way. In India, we talks about the mobility of cars, vehicles, particularly the vehicles. And in Japan, they talks about the carrying the individuals, how it is inclusive, how it is supporting individuals. Okay, so at the primary level, we have the divergence. That is Japan, which considers the most good advanced urban transportation, because they focus on the individual to carry the people. We focus on the carry the vehicle, managing the vehicle, not the people. Are you getting my point? Okay, so urban transportation is nothing but the carrying the people to reach their destination, commutation, simple way. Now, what exactly the modes of urban transportation? Bus, monorail, metro rail, or a regional transportation corridor, everything is comes under the, and if you know DDTC buses, okay, this bus services, most famous is particularly the Delhi bus service, Bangalore bus service, and best of Bombay. Okay, best is Hyderabad, Greater Hyderabad. Okay, Greater Hyderabad, Greater Chennai bus services are there. Public transport. Then metro rail. In India, this number is wrong. Now it has 24 cities have metro connections. Okay, metro is also one of the trans. Then suburban rail and trans. This monorail. Okay, monorail in Bombay. Then suburban, particularly you can talk about the RRTC of means Delhi, Ghaziabad, Meerut RRTC. Then intermediate public transport, IPT, the auto rickshaws, auto rickshaw, taxis. This is called as peri transport. Okay, private transport. And the non-motorized vehicle, that is cycle, bicycle, walking. Okay, these are the particularly way. Now mode of transport used by the worker commutation, no travel on foot, bicycle. Now just see guys, in this, if you measure this jump, how many are using the transportation, public transportation? We are majorly urban transportation, we are talking about the public transportation now. And guys, you will get shocked, till more than 30%, 35% population in India is carried by the public transportation. If you remember, Oxfam report says that around differences between the income and wealth inequality in India. Okay, and because of this, more than 30%, more than 30% urban commuters are travel riders are carried by the public transportation, and public transportation is become vital when carrying the people to their destination, not only their destination but country's destination. I would say urban transport, urban public transport is a carrying destination, is a skeleton, a blood providing to the body of India's overall blood, carrying the blood to the overall region to the particular point node of development. Okay, if you see how many people used to travel by the Delhi metro, Bombay metro, Chennai metro, okay, Calcutta metro, can you imagine how this public transport plays a crucial role in this? Okay, and because of this, government of India has since independence work on the this urban public transportation. Now, urban public transportation. This is the government Jawaharlal Nehru JNPT National Urban Renewal Card. This is a national urban policy. Then green urban transport. Then metro policy. Okay, and their Amrut mission. Amrut is their smart city missions are there. Smart city mission. National urban livelihood mission is there. Okay, then the Pura. Okay, Pura Deen Dayal Upadhyay urban services schemes. Okay, bus rapid transfer, BRTS, then the transit, national public bicycle scheme, then the promotion of the electric vehicles, FAME scheme. All these are the initiatives which promote the urban public transport, particularly the e-vehicles policy, FAME policy, promoting the BRTS, special for the buses. Okay, regional rail connectivity, and most famous Bombay's rail train. All these are the policies, all these are the initiatives taken by government of India to promote the urban public transport. And in major cities, this is very important to reach the people on destination, and that too on time. Okay, because reaching the destination is no issue, anyhow they will reach. But what about time? If you see, I came across the when I was in the Bangalore, then I get to know that it means no, in Bangalore the most thing is Bangalore congestion, traffic congestion, full. To reach the to 2 kilometer distance, it will take 30 minutes. You can complete that destination by walk rather than the taking ride or something. And despite this, the government of India has opened the FDI to the like Uber, Uber one is the Ola, Rapido. All these are the private transport. Okay, and they are complementing the things. But we are talking about the public transport, and public transport in each and every city, either that is bus, either that is a bicycle, either that is a pedestrian, either that is metro or regional road connectivity or railway in some cities, they are expanding exponentially. Okay, there has been a continuous growth in the urban transportation. In 2000 means particularly right now, urban metros are in the around 24 cities in India. Across the Pamban railway, you can see the underwater railway, Kochi railway. Okay, so do remember this, because these are the policies. Even under the smart city missions, there is a green sustainable urban transportation. Green buses are provided to the urban municipal corporations, because this is though the subject of the local bodies, but the subject is become a very important national importance, because people, if will not the rich, how they will contribute in the economy, how they will work. Okay, So all these are the policies related to our urban public transportation. Now the big push toward the FAME 2, this is the initiative, you can go through the EV election. Now what are the issues? And when I was talking about the issues with one of my friends, then I get to know that I am going to, recently one incident happened. There was one Rapido biker, and everyone Rapido biker stood with one woman for 5 hours. Everyone appreciated that Rapido rider's effort that he stood with that woman for the 5 hours. But can anyone tell me why? What makes him to stand there in the traffic, 5 hours traffic? What makes him to stand on the road for 5 hours? And this raises the many issues related with the urban transportation, urban public transportation. We are going to discuss one by one, but just think about one ambulance is going and that ambulance is stuck in the traffic. What will happen? It is not about the reaching, carrying the people. It is about the ultimately the life of the people, dignity of the people. Okay, so first I would say this is the motorization. In India, this is a per year 3.6 million cars registered every year in India compared to 7,000 public buses per year. Can you see how the motorization is impacted? This is just one dimension. There are n number of dimensions I am going to this. The second one is social dimension, motorization, then peri-transportation. Public transport is declining and the private transport is rising, and that private transport plays vital role in the traffic, means plays vital role in the carrying the people, but it creating the problem. How it is creating the problem? Tell me, this the e-auto and everything, how they are congesting the highways, road in the means road in the cities. Even though they are carrying the people, but they are, what makes them to carry the people? What creates that vacuum which is fulfilled by the peri-transportation? That peri-transportation is on the increasing the congestion on the road, and that is ultimately creating the more problem of congestion. If you go to the any urban city, I will say you will get to know that this e-auto rickshaw, e-rickshaw, though it is vital, I am not saying that is not important. They are, means that peri transportation is working as supplementary, working as a vacuum filling. But if you go to the Japan, if you go to the London, then you will get to know that most of the people, Switzerland is best example, 90% commuters use public transport. Okay, and why they use the public transport? The reason is the quality of public transport. Second thing, the easy access to the public transport. See, nearby metro station, if you see, metros are available, but below the metro, roads are congested. Are you creating the problem or are you solving the problem? Metro, though favorable, metro, though valuable, but if you see each and every metro station, they are full of this e-auto, rickshaws, everything, and they are creating congestion there. Instead of this, if you focus on the buses or e-buses or the another type of loophole, like a hyperloop kind of transportation, that even the cost is there. But buses, increase the buses, public transport, and bus is a cheap way of transporting the people. Okay, commuters, riders, and Delhi bus services are the best. But registration of the buses is declining. And now recently I came across the news that the DDTC, Delhi Transport Corporation, is privatizing the bus service. Already the responsibility, our state is welfare state. The state have responsibility to provide the services to the people, And the vital services, not all services provided by the state, but vital services can be provided by the state, but that is also not provided by. And the reason for this all the leading is transportation high motorization ratio, issues with high motorization. This much 3.6 million 3.6 million cars are registered every year in India compared to the 7,000 buses in India. Okay, so this is the first issue. Second, social cost, trauma. Just think about, you are not able to commute properly on your office time. The time which you supposed to spend with your family, you are spending in the traffic. Don't you think that it will hamper the entire family setup? Don't you think that it will create the health mental issues? It is creating mental issues. It have the mental issues. So second is social cost. Third is environmental issues, environmental challenges with urban public transportation. How many buses or the public transport is using sustainable public transport? Now, particularly in the BS Bharat Stage 6 is implemented in the Delhi. But what about other urban centers? Bombay. What about the other urban centers like Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Kolkata? So this creating the another problem, that is creating the air pollution, creating the issues, pollution, burning, congestion, and ultimately hampering the health, ultimately reducing the productivity and impacting the overall economic development of India. Just think about, if we provide the good buses, good services, e-vehicles. Now there are like n number of e-buses are running in across the cities in India, so that is providing alternative. Okay, but third is environmental issues, pollution related issues. Congestion also makes the more burning of the fossil fuels, leading to the declining the air quality. Now tell me, this is the third. What will be the political economy of the public urban transportation? Tell me one thing. Who is managing the urban transportation? Local bodies. And if the particular party who is ruling the urban local bodies providing the basic facility, will they win the election once again? Yes. But if they don't provide the basic facilities, and why they will not provide? Because of the fund crunch, because of this issue, that issue, fund functions. There are three issues. I hear committee mention about the PRIs, urban local bodies, that is a fund functions functionaries. They are lacking. Who is controlling? Smart city mission. What is smart city mission? Alternative to the particular urban local bodies. Already urban local bodies have the special purpose vehicles. What is special purpose vehicles? These special purpose vehicles are for the particular transportation. I will give the example of in particularly the Bangalore. Greater Bangalore transportation is different from the private transportation, and there are a number of private agencies provided by the supported by the government, which is a ruling and which is a congesting the highways. Okay, this have political repercussions. So this is political. And fifth one is technological. Which technology our urban transportation is using? Does we have the pedestrians? Does we have the bicycles, e-vehicles like Japan, like Switzerland? No. And this is creating a problem. This is a chain reaction from congestion to the mental health, the economy impact, economic impact, the changing the voter mindset, changing the government, and changing ultimately the economy, polity, technology, social, mental health. Do remember this. And all this creating the issues with urban transportation. Even the most advanced metros called as the science of development, but see the below metro stations fully congestion. So all these are the issues with urban transportation. Do remember the inadequate transportation, as I mentioned the ratio. Okay, now congestion, pollution, safety issue. I forgot the safety issue, accessibility. These two are important. In India, 2.65 crore population is Divyangajans. Does our in any city, tell me, except the New Delhi metro station, there is facility to take care of the particular Divyangajans? But how many cities in India have this kind of the facility to provide the services to the inclusive services, transportation services? Very few, negligible, I would say. This is also issue. And then think about the safety, road accident. There is a report, Ministry of Highways and Road Transportation. India is one of the largest death cause, means accident, road accident. Even urban areas, these accidents are happening. You want to commute from that side, right side, and your bus is from the right side, left side. You have to commute this, and in that signal will go. No one is respecting the signal. No one is following the rules. So this is the issue with that is safety concern. The safety concerns bring one more dimension, that is safety of women's, females. This female safety is very important, but who is taking care of this? There are n number of cases. There was one issue, a case in the public transportation in the Nagpur transport. Molestation of the one school going girl. So safety issues also concerned. So across the sector, this urban transportation have issues, and this urban transportation plays a crucial role. Now, what we can do? Now tell me, gender mobility, institutional challenges. This is the framework given by clean, convenient, congestion free. This is a very good Niti Aayog. Clean. How clean? Hydrogen buses, use of E20 fuel, ethanol fuel, e-vehicles, FAME 1 initiative. That is clean. Clean will resolve the issue of your economy, your pollution. Now convenient. Convenient will resolve your issues of mental health, inclusivity, gender bias, and safety. Okay, and this will help you to reduce the impact of the particular safety, then the accident. Convenient, it should be convenient, it should be accessible to the senior citizen, it should be accessible to transgender person, it should be accessible to Divyangajans. It's not like that just who is working the public transport will carry to only those people. No, it should be the convenient to the all the people. We the people of India, it should be convenient to we the people of India. There should be no discrimination. There should be no particular any violence against the woman, violence against the senior citizen. Okay, so this is the second dimension, that convenient. Now congestion free. Why you prefer your own personal car? Because you know that if you take the public bus, first there is no hygienic condition. Second, full congestion is there within the bus also, outside the bus also. This will impact your health. So you will prepare your personal own car, and that car itself is creating the problem on the highway, roads, public means the public urban roads. So how we can resolve that issue? In Japan, why I am mentioning the Japan's Tokyo city have awesome transportation. Once go and visit the Japan, awesome transportation and awesome public transportation. I will not say private transportation, awesome public. People prefer the 75%, even the Switzerland. 90% population in Switzerland use their public transportation in urban areas. In India, that is 30 to 40%. Don't use your car. Government will provide the very convenient congestion-free buses. Highway, there will be a separate line. There was one incident, once a case study in Pune urban center. There was special BRTS lane for the buses, and that has increased the participation use of the public transport. So this can be done following the rules and law. So this is congestion free. This will make your urban public transportation congestion free. Okay, so do remember, these are the way forward. Even there are committees, BS4, following the environmental norms and strict actions, using the bicycles, developing the pedestrians. Okay, so all this will make it more convenient for the public to get the access of public transport. Okay, so do remember the metro, do remember the what are the modes of public transportation, public urban transportation. Okay, then what are these issue, government schemes and way forward, because urban public transportation is one of the major issue in urbanization, your GS1 society topics. Okay, inclusivity should be there. By these notes I will move to the our next topic, that is, I have discussed all this thing. Why I am discussing this thing? Because the Taliban foreign minister's first visit to New Delhi post August 2021. Why this post August? Because before the August 2021, there was Democratic Republic of Afghanistan. Now it's Islamic Republic of Afghanistan. Okay, because Taliban have established their regime in Afghanistan, and now Taliban is a de facto recognized government by some countries as a rulers of the Afghanistan. Okay, so, and this is the first official visit since 2021. India provided the Afghanistan grain. India provided the Afghanistan, particularly the issue grain, then the earthquake support. Okay, even the training to their people, even giving the educational access to them. Okay, so in this content, we are going to discuss India's ties with Afghanistan, why Afghanistan plays important role. Okay, this, and then what are the issues, purpose of the visit, then significance of the visit. Okay, the significance of the visit, the political significance, economic significance. There are a number of significance. First is political and diplomatic dimensions. It is said that India will officially recognize the Taliban as a Afghanistan legitimate government. This has done by Pakistan, this has done by China, and India is on the way to recognize the Taliban as the rulers of the, okay, as a ruler of the, means as a legitimate government of the Afghanistan. Okay, and this means very different thing. There will be the formal China establishment of the. Before that, can anyone tell me why Afghanistan matters for India? There are a number of reasons for this. Okay, let me show you. Here dimensions are there. First is India's security, historical ties. Okay, terrorism, economic dimensions, regional dimensions. In security reason, how? If you remember now, Tehrik means TPP. TPP, Tehrik Pakistan Taliban or Pakistan Taliban is acting counterbalance to the Pakistan Durand line. Okay, and this can one book is there where is Avinash Paliwal. He said that my enemy's enemy is my friend. He talks about the how India can balance its ties with Pakistan by using the Afghan factor, and India is doing this also since 1990s. India is doing this very well. Okay, so security. This TPP can act as a counter force to the Pakistan, and this is a very headache for the Pakistan army. Okay, this is one of the dimension. The next dimension is your regional security. Okay, connectivity, trade. Historically, India have the border with Afghanistan that makes India Afghanistan natural friends. The cultural ties, even the our Bamiyan Buddha. If you know the Gandhara art, Buddha's Gandhara art. So this makes ultimately we have to tie it with the Afghanistan. We have to deal with Afghanistan is historically a neighborhood country of India. Okay, so do remember this. Then the regional dimension. How regional dimension? Connectivity. digital connectivity, physical connectivity. India is providing earlier. India used to provide before the 2021. India used to provide the technical education. India used to provide the Indian technical services to the Afghan people. India's focus is more on the Afghan people, not who is ruling there. And because on this argument, India is once again engaging with the Afghan Taliban. Okay, so this is one of the dimension, and another connectivity to the Central Asian republics. And if you remember, the Central Asian republics are the rich source of the mineral resources. Kazakhstan, uranium, and we have the air force, overseas air force base in Tajikistan. Do remember this. And for the security, regional security is also, and terrorism dimension. Terrorism dimension is very crucial. In this, if you see the terrorism, Pakistan generally means use the terrorism for their own national interest. Same India supported to Afghan, and Afghan can control the Pakistan. Okay, and trade economic ties done. These are the now regional strategic dimension. As I mentioned, this entire visit is discussing about the all these things also. Means na what exactly the regional traditional dimensions. Okay, regional strategic dimension, security, India's security. Okay, now international contest. Russia is the only formally, even China and Pakistan also has recognized it. China and Pakistan also recognized, and uh, there was one year base in Afghanistan. Donald Trump is talking about to once again regain that air base. That is in the Afghanistan. I am not Bakhar something air base is there, but that air base Donald Trump want to take it, and India supported the claim of the Afghanistan because that air base is in the Afghan territory. Afghan is sovereign country. How Donald Trump can take this? So India have recognized the sovereignty of Afghan people and Afghanistan on that air base. Okay, so this is also agenda, and it makes Afghanistan to support India's claim at the UNSC, to support India's claim at the UNGA and at other global fora. Okay, so do remember these are the dimensions. Now, what are the constraints in the challenges? Now, can anyone tell me how exactly the particularly if you talk Afghanistan, ultimately Taliban is considered as a terrorist organization. A sovereign state dealing with the terrorist organizations, don't you send a wrong message to the global community? So this is also issue. Then Taliban's 2.0 policies and Taliban 2.1 repercussions, repression, suppression of the people, of the women, and using the brutal law. There was mass killing, there was the confinement of the human freedom, human rights. And we, India, follow the policy of Vasudev Kutumbakam. Then how this Vasudev Kutumbakam is contradictory, and how India will balance the Vasudev Kutumbakam with the terrorist organization which is suppressing the voices of children, women. And just think one more dimension, how it will impact India's image as a rising power. And even though post Operation Sindoor, Indian Foreign Minister did talks with the Afghan leader, but is it sure that Afghanistan will support India's claim or it will support India's stand on any regional issue against the Pakistan? Because there are 1.4 million Afghan peoples are staying in the Pakistan. Okay, so this becomes the some challenges, irritant between India-Afghanistan relations. And one more, that is the connectivity. India don't have right now exact direct connectivity to Afghanistan. That's why India is developing the Chabahar Port. So what will happen? What we can do to enhance the further strengthen the India-Afghanistan ties? The first one, best, that is direct engagement. India is doing this one only. This recent visit is direct engagement, because discussion and dialogue It's the best way forward. Okay, so India is engaging. Then India can use its soft power pressure by providing the aid to the Afghan Taliban to reduce their, like, Afghan Taliban 2.0 is bit different from the Taliban 1.0. Now they are using technology. Now they are using the advanced tools. Now they are very intellectual. Now they are talking the legitimate claims. Okay, so if that is going to happen, then India can recognize Afghanistan, Taliban government in Afghanistan. India can support. India have the grain and Afghanistan is most poor country in the world. India's grain, India's development, India in the last two decades, India has supported Afghanistan, building their own parliament building, then construction of Salma Dam, then road, the Dhananjay highway railway project. India is supporting, but Taliban should assure that they will not violate the people's fundamental rights. Then Taliban should assure that Taliban should support the India's claims. Taliban should support India in the case of Pakistan issue. And India can use Afghanistan to counter, to suppress the Pakistan, because Pakistan is very unstable now. Very unstable, very rough step, and there is continuously the many chaos, multi crisis going on in Pakistan, and that may lead to the once again the disintegration of Pakistan. And our defense minister has talks about this. The only thing Pakistan have, that is nuclear weapons. Being a small state, Pakistan have nuclear weapons. That is because of the just mercy of the China. Okay, so overall, this is India's approach. India is providing the humanitarian, this is the ways, health, education, regional dialogue and participation, the interaction and the potential. So this approach India is using, and this approach can help India to strengthen its ties with Afghanistan. Okay, so do remember all these things related to India Afghanistan ties, its vision, and do remember the locations, because UPSC has asked once in 2018, 2022 the locations in Afghanistan. Okay, so do remember the what exactly the where the Salma Dam is present, which provinces is more dominant in Afghanistan, which rivers. Okay, by this notes I will end the Afghanistan topic and I will move forward to our next topic, that is the cyber security. Because just go through this question, curbing the cyber frauds in India's digital India. In digital India, why digital India? 86% internet connectivity, 1.2 billion mobile subscribers. Okay, this ultimately makes India more vulnerable. This is, and the rise of the crimes, cyber crimes. In this, we will going to discuss how cyber crimes create. Then this topic is related to the GS3 internal security. Directly mentioning is that how exactly the cyber security poses the challenges. Okay, so do remember this. Now, this is the, do remember the data. Data is important for the GS3. Digital India, the India is expanding cyber landscape. 1.2 billion, the unified payment system and unified payment system, use of the digital app, the 5G technology, 4G technology. Yesterday only, India's Prime Minister inaugurated the Indian Mobile Congress. India is the largest mobile subscriber country in the world by number. So this ultimately makes India vulnerable, and this vulnerability is addressed by some government issues. Okay, what are these issues? Let me show you the. Before that, I forgot this. What is cybercrime? Okay, unlawful act committed to using of digital space. If you remember, in Mohali last year, there was some tech company, Aspotech Solutions. Okay, this company was registered in for some cyber some digital business, but they were engaged in the cyber fraud. This was the issue. Okay, so do remember, and this is major types of cyber. What is this? Pitch buckering, phantom hacking, online battering and gambling, instant loan apps, and even instant loan is also considered as a this phishing, spooting, deep fake, fraud, online, then person in the middle, then the quackjack and the ransomware. All these are the types of cyber fraud. Even the changing the SIM phone, yeah, changing the means number, everything is considered as the particularly the creating the mule account, opening the mule account. Mule account is nothing but the account used for the black market. Okay, so all these are the types of cyber crimes. Then what are the government initiatives in this domain? Let me show you government initiatives. Cyber harassment is there, ransomware, and do remember classify the cyber attacks in three domains: how individual get impacted, how society get impacted, and the overall business and nation. Cyber terrorism, businesses ransomware, society consider the Mahadeva app, you can consider the individual extortion. Okay, cyber bullying. Okay, so all these are the cyber crimes at a various level. Government has launched the many policies like DPDP Act, Information Technology Act 2000, Amendment Act, then the cyber, particularly the social media regulation rules 2021, intermediary rules, then fact check unit of PIB, then particular CCRT, I4C session, I4C unit. These are the measures, and the particular cyber helpline number 1912. Do remember this number. 1912. Okay, this is the cyber security number in India, across the India online. Then there are certain apps which helps you to identify the any and the updating the app and everything. So these are the major cyber security as I would mention. But why cyber security makes India? Okay, number is this one, guys. Do remember, number is this one. What? How cyber security creates the threat to the internal security? Terrorism, social unrest, radicalization, financial instability, destruction of the critical infrastructure. For example, 2008 in Kondankulam nuclear attack, AIMS 2020 attacks, individual harassment, radicalization, business financial instability, CDB bank attack, then Kerala government education system attack. This makes not only in the one domain but overall the circle get impacted by this cyber security, cyber frauds and cyber threats, and that lead to the issue of national security, that is internal security. Okay, now these issues are created, and why we are not able to contain them? There are n number of challenges. The first challenge I will mention, guys, go through this disruption and everything. I have discussed the same points. Okay, then rapid technological evolution. There are cyber hubs in Nuh district of Haryana. There are 3 to 4 villages which are considered the cyber hubs, hub for the cyber fraud. Okay, the technology is advancing too much, and this advancement of technology is creating the burden, creating the challenges for the manpower, for the law enforcement agencies. Cyber frauds are going this way. They are like rapid rail transportation. Okay, and our laws are going like bus. This thing happening. This is one of the major issue why we are not able to contain the cyber fraud. Second one, the jurisdiction. Police subject comes under the state law, and the particular incidents, cyber incidents happening sitting. I will give you the practical example. Mahadeva app managed, developed in the Chhattisgarh, and that was connected with the Assam, Tamil Nadu, and Punjab. So can you imagine how it is difficult for the law enforcement agency to reach the Assam, to reach the Punjab, get the people on the track, and arrest them and proceed with trial. Even the trial ratio is very less. 0.1% trial conviction is happening. 0.1%. Then financial instability. Okay, they will ask the money, ransomware, and even there was one incident in Kerala. One senior citizen dubbed by the cyber frauds around 74 lakh. And how this happened? Because one bank manager was engaged, one bank manager shared the details of that senior citizen to the that fraud hacker. This is also issue. And the technology we are using, mobiles app we are using, unnecessary we are installing any app without giving them n number of permissions, because we lack awareness. This lack of awareness ultimately hampering individual. And just think about at the broader level, this will may lead cause to the money laundering, and money laundering will cause the financing, the terror financing, and this may lead to the instability in the society. And instability in the society ultimately hamper the security. This is a chain reaction, guys. Do remember, this is a chain reaction. This is revolving around the chain, and this will impact the overall. Overall, the vulnerability makes India more vulnerable. Use of adoption technology, rise of the smartphones. Okay, we should be not use smartphone. We should be smart in handling the smartphones. Then only we will able to contain the cyber frauds, and this makes India more vulnerable. Okay. Dark web activities, use of encrypted platforms, shortage of skilled manpower. How many police force are there which are fully dedicated to the cyber? Very few, very few. In a one district or in a one state, there is one cyber cell unit which is containing all these things. Okay, so what we can do at an institutional level, we have set up the National Data Security Council, which looks after the private data of the, which contain the private data, which protect the private data of the personal data of the individual. Legislatively, India have enacted the DPDP Act. India have set up the institutions, but we need the specific institutions, specific agencies. I foresee or the certain they have that, but the technology they should have the adopted. Then the is continuous at individual. What individual can do? Upgradation of the app, not installing the any app, being aware about the certain things are going on, changing the password from time to time, protecting the credentials, not sharing credentials with the friend or any relatives. At a society, what society can do? Awareness campaign, community participation. A religious leader can spread the information. Even the Amitabh Bachchan voice recently used for the cyber awareness. And ultimately, the international cooperation. How? Through the FATF, then the Interpol, then the Cyber Istanbul Convention, Cyber Security Convention by UNGA. So these measures can help to contain the cyber and make the cyberspace more secure. In cyber domain, particularly for women, should be careful while uploading the photo on the particular app. There was a trend going on giving the photo, and they explicitly mention that they can store the photo. This will may hamper the dignity of the human. Those who are the photogenic people, photogenic individual, they should be aware. Might be their photo, it may be misused, deep fake. So it is multi-stakeholder approach to contain the such things. Individual, society, government, and the regulatory mechanism, if they come together, the cyber security, cyberspace can be make more harmonious, more protective to the across the people. Okay. By this note, I will end our cyber discussion. You will get the PPT of this topic. Okay, the cyber security and everything, and public-private partnership and everything, international cooperation. No need to. You will get the PPT, but do remember, we have discussed the multiple topics. One of the topic was the anger ethics related topic. Then second was the urban public transportation. Then third one India Afghanistan, and the fourth one cyber security. They are comes under the very different subjects, and in this way you can you can use the PPT for your enrichment answer writing. Before ending our today's discussion, I would say you don't waste time. We have just left with the 11 week 2 days for the mains come prelims, and prelims come mains post 140 days, overall 227 days. If anyone want to join dedicated, particularly one-to-one focused group for the studies, do join our Sankalp Sarthi mentorship program, because in that there is one-to-one mentorship session with the mentor, daily targeting, focus on that daily targeting, feedback mechanism, weekly review and weekly test, prelims, mains test, analysis of that test, and weak areas focusing, core areas strengthening. Okay, the new batch is going to start on the 14th of October. So if any one of you want, if you want interested to join this mentorship programming, they can join this mentorship program. Okay, by this notes I will say, be healthy, adopt sustainable practices, and Jai Hind.